So another thing that new skaters ask is how do all these skates compare? And a lot of people ask, what are the best skates? And that's a very general question. It's a good question, but good is in the eyes of the beholder, obviously. My opinion is a lot different than other people's opinion. So I am just going to talk about the two skates I just talked about, which is sitting here on my workbench. And I'm not going to try to be super negative about anything, but I'm going to give just an observational comparison to people and what makes these things different. So first off is what people are very familiar with. This is the Moxi Lolly. This is Poppy. These normally sell for $2.99. Some skate shops have raised prices. I'm not sure if that's part of Moxi's deal that they're raising prices, or just because it's hard to get a hold of these things. So with the Lolly, there's two schools of thought on stiffness of the boot. One is, I need the ankle support. And a lot of people really want that ankle support. And then the other school of thought is like, I don't care. I personally don't care. I skate in low cut boots, which I don't have. I have these crap skates I put together. These are speed skates. They're not top of the line because I just put some crap plates on them. But see, this has no ankle support. It's right below your ankle bones. So with roller derby, we use speed skates, and that flexibility as we're moving around allows us to juke and move around a lot better. So we don't want anything to constrict our legs or our ankles. So you'll see some people come in and skate really fast, and then basically their ankles are turned one way. And if you have something around your ankles like that, it doesn't help. Now for artistic skaters, they need more stiffness and stability as they're doing things like jumps and spins and things. And I don't personally do any of that. I'd die, but I wish I could. That would be really nice. So for me, this stiffness doesn't affect me, but for some people, like being a new skater, this probably would be one of the selling points. They, as some people called it, the sock. The Lolly is very floppy, very flimsy. It does have a liner, a suede outer, and this PVC or vinyl, I can't remember which specifically it is, plastic sole. So it's just glued on, put together. It's still a handmade skate in the US, in Minnesota. So if you care about buying American, that's another good selling point. And their plates are supposed to be made in America. But ultimately a lot of things are still made in China. So it's not a matter of what the country of origin is, whatever you're into. I'm just not gonna get into that whole thing. I do not lean either direction. So compared to the Golden Horse is very popular in Asia because the export costs for American skates and very popular skates here like Rydell and Suregrip would end up being very expensive to export. So Golden Horse has been a company that has supplied artistic level professional competitive skates to the Asian market. So they've been around since the 60s and they're very, very popular. So they're well known over there. They're just not as popular here in the US, but as a skate market picked up from COVID, a lot of people have been very interested, and a lot of their skates tend to look very cute. I did not buy the cute skates. I bought the vegan magic, and it was white. And I personally hate white skates because I've been stuck with white skates my entire life. So when I got older, I was like, wow, look at all the colors they have now. I always wanted black skates, but black skates are for men and white skates are for women, at least back in the day. So I'm really happy to see the availability of all colors of the rainbow, so that makes me happy. Anyway, so when it comes to this skate, this lists on their website for $279. The good thing about these is if you don't know your foot size, say like most people, they compare their shoe size to skate size. Always measure your foot, always compare the charts, and contact a skate shop or the company directly to see how the skate would fit. Now what Golden Horse does is they have you measure your foot and they will fit you with the size. So everybody says that these are very comfortable because they're literally made for your feet. They will make sure that they put together the sizes that will fit you. And with some people that have two very different foot sizes, like my right foot is literally like half an inch bigger than my left foot, they will actually give you those two separate sizes. So if you need like a size 8 in one foot and an 8.5 in the other, or even like 8 in one foot and a 9 in the other, they will fit you for that. So I hear that these are very comfortable for that. Also, it does have a very stiff boot. And like I said, this is the entry level boot. Even this has a very good stiff, what's the word? There is a cool word for it that my brain has completely forgotten, but you know, counter. The word is counter. Has a very stiff counter. So they put a lot of padding in here, which would be good for some skaters and for comfort. I can go either way, personally. Padding or no padding. Whatever I can put on my feet and roll. That's cool. What's the other things? Yeah, like I said, this is probably just a matter of preference. If you're a new skater, and depending on what you're looking for, if you want that support, then the Golden Horse. If you probably don't care either way, or you just want it to be cute, the Lolly. The price is comparable. If you can even get a hold of the Lolly. Now, it sounds like you can get these are readily available when you contact the company. It might take a while to get here because they're being imported from China, but you can get these pretty much sooner than these. Some people have been waiting 2 years for them. So also look at buying used. Like I buy used skates all the time and I fix them up, and a lot of the vintage skates are still in pretty good working order. If you can get them fixed up, you might have to contact a skate shop or some random people like me who just like to tinker, or take it on yourself. Usually things that need to be replaced on vintage skates are the cushions. Let me show you cushions while I'm doing this. These little pieces of urethane, the cushions would need to be replaced. Sometimes I'm like, these are really rusty, these washers. I'll buy replacement washers. Usually needs new wheels and bearings, needs a new toe stop. This one needs to be replaced because it is ground down. Yeah, usually a lot of I call it the software and the hardware might need to be replaced, but it's a lot cheaper than paying $300 for a brand new roller skate if you go on Marketplace or a thrift store, yard sales, and just pay $20, $30 for a pair of skates and then spend like maybe $60 in new parts, or like $100 for like new wheels, toe stops, bearings, everything. That's way cheaper. And as long as you're looking at like a reputable, decent roller skate, because some people will come home with those plastic rentals. Like if you can get those old leather, like Rydell or Sure Grip rentals that are brown, those can tend to like clean up pretty well if it's not completely rusted, there's no holes. And you also have to be aware of the funk factor. They smell funky. So you have to think about how many thousands of people's feet been in that for 20, 40 years before you spend more than $20, $30 on these skates. So people were paying like $100 last year, and these were really old skates. And I was like, oh. And I actually got a pair from someone because I just needed the plates off of them, and I still paid like $60. And I said, even the condition of the plates was not worth that. So definitely ask somebody that's experienced to help you. We like to buy used and cheap skates, so we are more than happy to also help you. We want to help new skaters and people that want to learn. So we're not here to be rude or mean to anybody, even though online text, typing, and everything comes across as very blunt or rude. A lot of us don't mean to come across that way. So if you ever feel like people are judging you, or some of us are looking down on you, we're really not. And I apologize if that ever comes across that way. So anyway, I hope this helps you, maybe. Thanks.